Hello. Alright, so we're going to be testing 7 different Ghees. And we're measuring things like jar taste, so how much does it taste like the jar that it came in? You know, you taste it and you're like, oh god, it tastes like plastic and it's gross. We're going to be testing that. And then also like the amount of nuttiness. When I say me, I don't mean an alternate personality. Alan's going to join me for this part. And then also we're going to be measuring the like cow flavor, you know, like does it taste too much like, you know, cowiness? I don't know if you ever tasted something that's like so like flavored cow or goat, but we're gonna test that. And also like the caramelized flavor, so how much does it have like that brown butter type of flavor to it? And then like a neutral scale, so does it taste like it could just blend into your dishes? Is it kind of like flavorless, or is it like, oh my god, it's so ghee-like? Alright, so we've got a few different brands here. All of these you can get on Amazon. 2 of them I got from Thrive Market, and they're like a little bit cheaper on Thrive than they were on Amazon. But like we'll go through the prices as we like try all of them. And we have some coffee because that like cleanses your palate. Even if you're like smelling candles, that's how I learned about it. You can bring some coffee beans, smell the coffee beans, and then switch. So you're not just like, oh, everything smells like that first candle I tried.
I feel like we're gonna do like a bulletproof coffee thing. It's like, you know, coffee and ghee, like the bulletproof thing. So we're just gonna get like super. We're not gonna be able to eat for like 8 hours after this experiment.
It's so full forever. Okay, you want to come join me?
All right.
Okay, so the first one we're gonna try is the organic valley one. And it's a pretty big jar of this. It's like 13 ounces and it's $8.99 total. I got it on Thrive and it was like 69 cents an ounce, and on Amazon it's $1.23 an ounce. So there's a little difference there. Oh, and there's different consistency too. Like this one is like solid at room temperature, and some of them aren't. We'll go down the line for that one. Oh, I wonder if it's weird.
Which one's this one?
The organic valley.
Ooh, I dig that.
So when I was doing keto, I used to eat butter all the time, so it's not weird to me to eat ghee out of jars.
That tastes like Indian style ghee. Like it's really traditional. Like I used to eat ghee at an ashram, and that's what that reminds me of. Just like.
Oh shit, that's like certified Indian now.
It's got like that viscosity. Is there a thing?
Oh, we need to like texture. Let's do texture.
Texture. Cool.
Yeah, and I'll put something like at the end of this video that's just got like everything laid out because we're gonna do an overall one. Okay, so I don't taste the jar flavor at all on that, and it's also a glass jar. Some of them are plastic, but this one's glass.
Which one's that one?
Jar taste is gonna be 0. Oh shoot, that's the goat milk one. Okay, so this is the organic valley one. So 0 jar taste. Did you get any jar flavor in that one? No jar flavor.
No jar flavor.
And then I think the nuttiness, you know, it's not too nutty.
It's in like 1 to 10. I think it's like a 2.
I'd say 2.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm tasting.
I go with a 1. And we'll go with you said it 2, and you said 0 on that. And then caramelized flavor, you know, it doesn't remind me of like whenever I make my own ghee, but like I think a lot of times we burn it. So that might be like where that brown butter flavor comes in. I think most people know it's brown butter flavor. The caramelized flavor, I think cow flavor, I'd get a 1 on that too. Like overall, this is a pretty neutral.
What is cow flavor? Because I thought cow flavor was neutral.
I don't know, I've never like tasted cow's milk and it was like super cow-like. Like when you get it really fresh from the farm.
I used to live next to a goat farm, and like whenever you drink goat milk, everything else tastes neutral after that. So like goaty just tastes like it's goat. Cow just tastes like water.
Okay. When I used to get like raw cow's milk, it would taste super cowy.
Well, I guess 0 for the cow.
I give a 0 on that too, and then neutral. I'm gonna do a 1 on neutral because like I think if you put this in like certain dishes, you might taste it a little bit. But overall, it tastes really close to, I'd say, butter. Like, that is the most close to butter ghee I've ever tasted. Okay.
Is there a final rating for the ghee? Like 1 out of 10?
I have to figure that out, because, like, if you want jar taste to be 0, so I might calculate all of these separately, and then jar taste is a separate one. Yeah, we'll do that. And then, so we'll do an overall calculation at the end of this. But it seems like you want it to be closer to a 1 than you want it close to a 10. Let's go with overall epicness level, though.
Ooh, this smells like goat cheese.
I'm excited. We got a goat milky, which I'm super curious about. Alright, so the overall epicness of this one as a ghee, I'm gonna go ahead on like a scale of 1 to 10 and put it at like an 8.
I give that a 9.
Even 9? Alright,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
Alright, and so
classic.
Yeah. So the fourth and heart ghee, this one is $8.99. So the same price as this one, but this one's 13 ounces and this one is 9 ounces. So you're getting a pretty big difference here. This one's only 99 cents an ounce. On Thrive, it's $1.39 an ounce on Amazon. And this one's actually pretty liquidy at room temperature. Mostly the top of the jar and some in the bottom of the jar. So I'm not sure if that's like the way that they cook it or what that is. Oh, we're supposed to have some coffee between.
Roast.
Well, that's good coffee.
This is really
I'm
liquid.
gonna mix it a little first. Yeah, and the texture on this one is like super. Do you want to go zoom in on it really fast? Use the camera and like zoom in. So this one, like as you can see, it's like super solid. Tastes good. That one's like super solid, and then this one is just like.
Up to here. Raise it a little bit.
And so this one
Probably
is.
have to edit it.
Oh, whatever.
You can raise it more?
Okay.
Yeah.
So this one is like super liquidy. You can just see the liquid pooling on that one. So I'm not as impressed with that. I kind of like it to be solid because I feel like whenever I'm just trying to put this in a dish, it's like it doesn't come out of the jar as easily. I feel like I'm gonna be so careful with this one. Yeah, she's already just dripping everywhere. Yeah, and it's got that really strong cow flavor. You see what I mean? You can just like taste the animal, which isn't always bad, but on that way you could. So jar taste, it's glass, so I don't really get a jar flavor on that one. The nuttiness, I'm gonna put it like a 3.
Ew.
Yeah, I'm not. This is kind of like.
Coffee. It really cuts the grease, doesn't it?
This is like going from like professional happiness to like what happened. And I love Fourth and Heart. I think they're a great company.
That's like greasy spoon Ghee right there.
Greasy, yeah, I would go with that. Yeah. Yeah, and there is so much flavor to that one.
God, that feels like that's like heart attack Ghee.
Yeah,
Ew,
I'm still
so greasy.
I'm still testing this for you guys. Yeah, and we're gonna have to go with the texture rating. We're adding this on. We do have more coffee.
Okay, good.
So the texture of this one is like silky mouth paradise. It's like it's 10. And this one, I'm gonna put the texture at like a 2. It's not cool. What would you put the texture at? I put you 10 for that one. So like that one.
I don't even know. There's so much going on with that. It was chunky. It was greasy. The texture felt like
it's like oil and particles at the same time. There is not an emulsifying process. Like if mayonnaise broke apart, it's like that.
It tasted like someone like forgot to like strain out the bottom end of the cheese curds and just mixed a bunch of oil.
Yeah, it's not strained well. I wonder if that actually is a problem.
I mean, it melted, but it was just.
Yeah. What's your number?
0.
Harsh stuff. Alright, the caramelized flavor. Okay, so it is really caramelized tasting. Where this one's like neutral, this one tastes really caramelized. So I'm gonna put the caramelized factor at like. That is cow flavor. I'm gonna mix these up the whole time. So caramelized flavor, I'm gonna put it like 6 on like a scale of 1 to 10. It's like super caramely.
Yeah.
Alright, and then cow flavor. It's actually got a cow flavor, which I'm not enjoying. So I'm gonna put that at 4. Yeah, so it seems like on the scale right now you'd want closer to like 0, but we're gonna figure out the scale.
I still don't know what cow flavor is. I'll just let you.
You know something cow flavor. Alright, cool.
Yeah. Neutral? No. Not neutral at all.
A bit of coffee after that. Okay. So this one is Spring Sunrise. And I think this one had a cool description. It was it's a USA produced. Grass-fed cows, shelf stable. One of them was like, oh, but super Indian from an ashram. Fourth and Heart is like organic, made from cows, not treated with RBST, pasture-raised, gluten-free, lactose-free. That's about it from them. And then obviously Organic Valley is like always organic. That's like their thing. Okay. I'm really uncomfortable after that one. I'm also have some water. Really great company. I'm not all disappointed. Okay, and this one is also like solid. It's like slightly less solid than this one, just for comparison, and it's also like slightly darker. And also glass jar on this one. I think the rest are about to be plastic.
Very silky.
Very silky, like it actually leaves a texture in your tongue like that film.
That's like a waxier version of the first one.
It is pretty waxy, honestly, and I taste the jar in this one, even though it's glass. And we ran into that before with
You know, it's got margarine texture. You know, like margarine is like that silky kind of sweaty.
I've never had margarine. I fell into the it's gonna kill you type thing. I don't know if it does. Probably not. But we got this one from Costco, and we thought it was really cool because it was a glass jar. But it had that jar flavor, and I think it must be in like the production process, because this one has that jar flavor where I'm just like, what's the point of you being in glass?
Is that plasticky kind
Yeah,
of
the plasticky flavor.
Okay, yeah, that's like a 3 or 4 or something.
Yeah, I would say a 3, and you're saying a 4. Okay, yeah, and the texture of this one, I'm just gonna go ahead and put it.
Oh god, like 10. That texture is just all over the place.
In a good way? Because we're doing texture as like 1 to 10, 10 being the best.
Oh.
And we're gonna go back on these, and like I will do a chart at the bottom that's like overall epic scale, and then just like the lower numbers for the stuff that you really don't want.
6 or 7 or something.
Okay, so you like the texture? I'm gonna put the texture at like a 5. Just because I don't like the film sticking on my tongue. I think this would be good for baking though. Just because like you're gonna have other textures like really going for it.
I think they'd really good on sandwich bread, like for like a BLT. I think that'd be phenomenal.
It would be,
yeah.
At one point we'll just have to like try all these in the same recipe and see what happens.
It's like an open sandwich, just a little bit of ghee and some like cheese on top. Oof.
That could be good.
Perfect for it.
That'd be good. So the nuttiness flavor is I don't really taste much of the
0 for
like
me.
nutty. I also say 0. The cow flavor.
Not like 1 or 2.
I say 1 or 2. And then caramelized flavor, not too caramelized. I'm going with 1.
3.
3 for you.
Yeah,
And
let's get a bit
then
of caramel in there.
neutral scale. I would say it's it's pretty neutral.
It's
for
pretty
me.
neutral.
I say
Yeah.
3.
Like 1.
1. Okay. Now you said that I'm like a 2. Alright, cool. And the reason I like to just do ratings on things is sometimes I feel like when people are like, this tastes so good or this tastes so bad. I like descriptions. It's like the science side of me. I'm like, what tastes good to you? What tastes bad? We have different definitions. Okay. So this one is a plastic container and it's liquidy as well. Not like as liquidy. Well, they're the same level of liquid.
It looks like creamed honey.
Yeah, it looks like cream honey. And you know what I'm not seeing is like in this one there's particles floating everywhere. And this one is
really
beautiful.
looks like
it really
cream
is like honey. And it's got like a really like white flavor to it. Even I'm not sure if you can see
Do you
it.
want me to hold it?
Yeah, you can just like bring it closer. Like, see. It's probably good. I think people can see that. Spinach. Okay, so. Wait. My hands got greasy. Yeah, because the whole point of like palate cleansing, in case you didn't know, is like if you have like a lot of flavors back to back to back to back, they all start to like merge together. And so things like coffee somehow break that apart towards like kind of starting with a fresh palate.
It sounds really weird because my brain still thinks this is creamed honey. I'm actually tasting.
You know what's weird? It doesn't taste like ghee. Like I think if someone handed this to me and was like, taste this, my first thought would not be ghee.
What kind of ghee is this?
Which brand is that? The
Ghee
Ghee
company.
So I guess they specialize in ghee, if that is their real
This
name.
is like ghee light. It's kind of like, like.
Yeah, actually, if you've never heard of ghee before,
It's like
and you just want to try it out.
It's like ghee that was cut with like neutral oil or something. It's like, it's so
Yeah,
light.
it does taste like that. Let's see.
It's so light.
Ghee is an ancient cooking medium that originated in India and is used in Southeast Asia. They know their history. Yeah, got a smoke point of 480 degrees Fahrenheit. That's higher than I thought. Apparently they make it the old-fashioned way. They're not expressing what that is, but apparently it's old-fashioned.
Which is ironic because this one so far tastes like
the most Indian-like. Like I would go to India. Oh yeah, he's been to India. They've been to India. So is that actually like what you tasted in India when you say ashram, or the ashram in Texas? Cause
No, actually, it was an ashram in Texas, and the guy I landscaped for out there made like giant, like pots of ghee.
But did you ever taste ghee
days.
from India? Like when you were there?
That's it.
Did it taste similar? Oh, do you want to go
It
like
did,
pause that
actually,
really
yeah.
fast? So, jar flavor I am getting on the aftertaste.
Is that jar flavor or is that something else?
I usually count that to jar flavor because it has no like it's like that flavor to me that I'm just like I just kind of like almost like a reaction, like I'm just like, oh, you're not supposed to be there. Because we do make our own ghee sometimes, and it's got like, it doesn't have the jar flavor, so I've become more accustomed to jar flavor.
Oh, that's what that is? That's jar
yeah.
flavor? Oh, that's
yeah.
like a 5, man. That's really intense.
It's pretty intense, and you're gonna get that more on plastic. Yeah, it's a pretty strong jar flavor on that one. Nuttiness?
Oh, that's actually really nutty.
Yeah?
Yeah, it almost tastes like almond oil to me.
It does. It tastes more like a nut butter than like ghee.
Yeah,
I put a 7. You put an 8.
Yeah.
Okay, and then cow flavor. I'm not getting a cow flavor on that one. Like I did not know it's from a cow.
No.
It's like honey ghee. It's bee ghee.
Also caramelized. No,
there's no caramelized flavor. Neutral.
Highly neutral.
It's like super neutral. Like if you've never tried ghee before, I would actually like. If you want to be adventurous and you want ghee, it's not a good example. But if you just want it for its high smoke point, this is probably the most neutral if you want to add it to recipes. I would like if you want a neutral oil, and just for the smoke point, I would say go with that one because I love the ghee flavor. But if you don't want it,
I've never had ghee that tasted that. You know, it's like if I don't know how they did that.
I don't know either. Apparently the old-fashioned way.
I mean, that tastes almost like grapeseed oil.
Yeah.
It's so neutral.
Yeah, I might research it and see what they mean by the old-fashioned way. And the texture on that one, I would
maybe like
I'd give it a 5. I'm super neutral on the texture.
Maybe like they triple strained it and they just like didn't heat it because you get like higher caramelization.
Maybe because it's like, liquidy, but there's not the solids floating around.
Because like remember like one day like we left the ghee sitting in the pot for like a long time and it was like brown. It was like.
Yeah, and this one's
had like a coffee flavor to it. It was so caramelized. Like I guess they somehow figured a way out.
Yeah, and color-wise, like this one is like super dark orange. This is like medium orange. This is like the lightest kind of yellow. Like these are pretty similar in color, but this one's solid and this one's liquid. What would you put the texture for this one? I went 5. Like
it's like it's kind of like a cross between, the classic one and the really grainy one.
Okay, I'm just gonna actually name the prices for all these because it's probably getting confusing. So this one's $1.23 an ounce on Amazon. We're just gonna do all Amazon prices. $1.39 an ounce on Amazon. $1.62 an ounce on Amazon. The Geeky is 89 cents an ounce. And then this one is $1.23 an ounce. If it is Indian milk. Oh my god, I was organized. Yeah, it is. And then this one is 88 cents an ounce, and this one's $1.80 an ounce. Okay, so this one is Indian milk and honey, which I love the name, so I hope it's delicious.
Does it have milk and honey?
No, it's just fresh butter from family-owned dairies. And they have a promise of no funny business, only real ingredients, and chef's magic. Actually, I like the overall feeling of this one because it says made with love by Chef Ipshita. I'm probably mispronouncing that. How do you say that? Ipshita? Okay, cool. Alright, cool.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I can already, this one has like that nutty smell.
What's this one here?
Yeah, and this is a plastic jar.
Kind of reminds me of like that TV show Hot Ones. That guy gives interviews to famous people,
to eat the hot
and they
stuff.
have to eat the hot stuff. I feel like this is like a version of that where it's like try to get through the whole line before you explode.
I'm to that level. I was just saying I'm kind of done with the. But we're gonna do this. This is the point of the coffee is to reset yourself. But mentally, canning.
Very grainy, very similar to the second one. But
I say it's less grainy, but you still have to chew it.
Kind of waxy.
It is waxy too.
This one is like a marriage between the one we just did that's very, very neutral and the second one that's just god awful grainy. It's just intense. It's like a combination.
Alright, I'm glad we did this scale because at this point I would just be like, it's a combination.
Oh,
it tells you nothing.
It's got a little bit of the silkiness from the third one too. It's wheat.
It does. Alright, let's go one by one.
That.
We're gonna go one by one. Jar flavor.
4. 5.
You have a 4? Wow, you taste more than I do. I'm kind of sad because I really wanted to fall in love with this one, and now I'm like, that didn't work. It's like I want to love you, but now I'm just we can be in a long distance relationship maybe, and we'll see how that goes. Yeah, it's got the jar flavor. I'm gonna put it at a 3. It's a less jar flavor to me than this one. And these are the 2 plastic ones. Actually, this is plastic, this is glass. So these 3 are the plastic ones. The Indian Milk and Honey, the Geeky, Indian Milk and Honey, Amber and Gold. And the other ones, Organic Valley, Fourth and Heart, Spring Sunrise, and the Goat Milk one, those are all glass jars, which, yet again, usually don't have as much jar flavor. But then things like Spring Sunrise, I think it's just in the process, they've still got it. Okay, so that was a 3. And then what would you put the nuttiness on this one? I would say a 3.
Yeah.
Okay. And then cow flavor?
None.
None, there's no cow flavor. I agree with you on that one.
No, caramelized, same as the other one.
I'd put a 1 on caramelized. Neutral,
Yeah,
it's pretty neutral, it's very neutral. And the texture, I'm gonna put a 3 on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best.
What do we put for the second one?
Fourth and Heart?
Mm-hmm.
I put it at a 0, you put it at 2.
Yeah, 2.
I put it at 2. Yeah, I would just say like it's not impressive, it's not bad, it's just like, it's funny that the first one we tried was the best one. Like everything is now compared to that.
Well, you can tell by how good ghee tastes by how it looks, and that one just
looks great. It's like super silky. There's none of the, and like this one you had to chew on, and this one like you chew on it, and so it's got more of that granular texture.
That's actually making me looking forward to this one, because this one actually
looks
very similar to the first one.
Actually, I've already tried this one because whenever I first got them, it was like 6 days ago, and I was like, I just want to try you. Because I love eating butter too. Like whenever you go to restaurants, just have a bit of the butter without the bread. It's so good. I think it's better than the bread sometimes. All right, so this one is the Amber and Gold one. It's still plastic, huh? Still plastic. All right, cool. I actually love this one. And it's still in a plastic jar, but I'm not getting a jar flavor. Like maybe I would say 1, like in the far background.
0.
You can taste the jar. And An's got a 0 on that. I love this one.
Ooh, there's like a nutty caramel flavor after like 5 seconds.
Yeah. It's got less of the jar flavor than like the glass one in this one.
Is this a goat milky or something?
No. And I would put that one like at the same level as this one.
Magnolia, Texas?
Yeah, it's actually from Texas, and we're from Texas, so I would say biased emotions are happening, but even though I love Texas, sometimes I'm just like, do I? So I'm kind of neutral when it comes to Texas.
Oh, actually, it keeps getting more intense.
But that could be the lineup of all the Ghees at this point. I don't know if you just say it's this Ghee.
Is that like grass-fed? Like cows or something like that?
That's what I'm looking for.
There's a lot of cow flavor in that. That's some cowboy.
See, right? It kind of
flavor.
comes through. This one's not saying that it's like from grass-fed, happy cows that are massaged every day or anything. Let me take this label off. See who's there.
It's like Wagyu ghee.
Baby. You know, it's not saying it. I'd have to research it. But either way, I think it's still like one of my favorite ones. So I think there's like, if it's not like incredibly grass-fed or whatever, it's still like really high quality. I don't think you like it as much as I do.
Okay, one more. I can do this.
You got this. Okay. Let's rate it really fast. Okay, I really like that one. So this one is the Amber and Gold. Where would you put the nuttiness?
Don't try this at home, kids.
Or try it. Where would you put the nuttiness? I put it at a 3.
Oh god, it's like a 5 or 6.
Yeah, it's high on the nutty, but I think it's great.
Nutty.
I think this would be great for baking. I would do this for like either this one or this one, but I would do this one for baking mostly because like the nutty and caramel is there.
Cow flavor like 10. That's just
cow flavor at 10.
Full on.
Okay, I would say it's cow flavored, but I'm not just like, oh god, I just tasted the wild.
No, I taste that.
You taste what?
I mean, I taste grass. I taste I smell pasture.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I put it at a 9. Maybe I've gotten so used to wild flavor that I don't even notice it anymore.
Caramel?
Caramel. Ooh, I'd put the caramel at like a 9. I think it's a really good caramel flavor.
Well, I mean, it's got caramel flavor, but it's not like super caramelized. I don't taste like brown sugar and butter. I just taste like it kind of blends with the nuttiness to me. So,
yeah.
So I'm gonna put it like a 2.
Okay. So we kind of range on that one.
That's the very first one where it's like totally different, like
so
a 2
different.
and a 9. That's
neutral scale. I would put it at a 0.
We'll get back to that and debate that out, I guess.
Let's do it. I would say it's not neutral.
Oh hell no! That's like a totally not neutral at all.
Okay, it looks like in the past, whenever we said neutral is like a 0 or 1 or a 2.
Not a bad thing. It's just not.
That's been like 0 is neutral. So I think
all over the place.
Closer to 10 is what we're saying that it's not neutral. I think we reversed the scale. So
this is like
it's like a 9. It's not neutral.
Yeah.
I give the texture a 10 on a scale of like 10 being the best. I love the texture of that one.
I give it an 8.
Give it an 8? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I still like the first one better, but.
Actually, I was trying side by side.
Oh, you go ahead.
Are you almost done? I'm so done. For science.
Okay.
For science, man.
Let's do this.
You know, it's been so long since I tested this one. This texture is still so lovely. It's like fluffy and silky simultaneously.
It's a 6.
Yeah, so like now that I'm comparing the two side by side, if you have never had this one, this is an amazing texture. But this one's just doing it so well.
Because this one's the best texture so far.
No, this one is.
Yeah, but it's got that certain like
you like
silky.
the waxy?
It's very hard to achieve that.
Okay, so he likes the silkiness.
No, I mean I don't like it. It's just that it's kind of. It's not that I like it. It's just that I think it's the best texture. It's not for me, but it's very
like an artisanal thing. Like you respect the craft.
It's like you can sculpt out of that texture.
I don't like stuff sticking to my skin. It just like throws me off. I'm like, can you get off, please? Okay, so yeah, side by side, I'd say this one is like a 10 for me, and this is like an 8.5. Like they're close.
I'll put a 7.
You do a 7? Okay, do a 7. I'll change mine to a 9 on that one. Just because I know that one. Alright, and the final one is a goat milk one, just because I saw it, and I like the feeling of goat's milk. Also, I was just curious.
I wish the camera could smell this, because this is just phenomenal smelling.
Can you describe the smell? If you can imagine it.
It smells like goat cheese.
Really?
Yeah, it smells like sharp goat cheddar. It's just.
You know, we're gonna be energized and full for the entire day now. I kind of can. You know what? Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the goat cheese smell.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay. Let's do this. You know, even though I'm having coffee,
cheers.
Wait, I'm cheers. I can still taste like all the others just sitting there.
Whoa.
This is like lard. More than ghee, it reminds me of lard. Like when I taste this, I would be like, oh wow, the aftertaste.
It hasn't hit me yet. There's an aftertaste.
Oh, you just wait. If you do not like goat, if you've ever had like goat meat,
that's like
or
pure,
cheese.
It's like pure like essence of goat.
It is like, and when I say had goat cheese, I don't mean like from
is.
HEB. Like it hits you.
Oh wow.
And it's not like the HEB goat cheese where you're like, oh, I can just add this to like a cheese board and ignore it. It's like that funky goat cheese.
That's not that goaty though. It's not like cheese. But you eat goat cheese.
I taste the goat.
Yeah, but it took me like I was counting when you said that, and like I got to like 15 seconds, and it was just very subtle. Like, oh, there's the goat, but it's not like, oh.
I get it in like 6 seconds, and it just hits me. But I've kind of got like that weird super taster thing. So we've got different palates, which is why this is so much fun. It's because we can taste different things.
That is trippy. You know what? I'm gonna try this one more time.
Yeah, and you know, we're gonna consider this like so different from the others because I wouldn't be like, if you're going for a recipe where you're gonna cook with ghee, I would not substitute this 1-to-1 because it's gonna change the flavor of your dish. But like in a shepherd's pie, I would do that in a shepherd's pie.
This is one of the most
or neutral. A meat pie. Oh, it'd be so good in a meat pie.
Yeah, this doesn't really taste like ghee. This tastes like this is more like goat lard. But
it is like goat lard, which I really appreciate and like because usually lard is like super expensive, and this is $1.80 an ounce.
Well, lard and ghee kind of more in common than butter because like they're both free of anything but like the oil, you know? Like,
yeah, and so you just taste like the animal, and that's what you taste in this. Is you're like, it's very silky, like it is very like I would say a mix between coconut oil and butter, like the range between those two. So jar texture, I don't taste any of the jar in that one. Nuttiness, no, it's not like ghee.
No, obviously no cow flavor because it's goat.
So let's do goat flavor on this one. I put it like a 9. Like if you don't like goat, you're gonna hate it. If you like goat, and like you're used to goat cheese, like raw goat cheese, it's good. It's really the flavor of raw goat cheese.
So personally, like I'm one of those.
As a butter.
I'm one of those weirdos that like goat flavor, but
Me too.
But I'm not. I didn't get that much.
You didn't get that much.
Like 1.
Okay, so
I give it like a 1.
So we're very different in this.
Very, yeah. I mean, but then again, like sensitivities to goat varies too. Some people they'll
like cilantro.
Yeah. So there's probably something like that.
And it did take me a second. So I think if you cook with this one, and we're gonna do another video of us cooking with these. Like we'll just do like the same dish, like cookies or something, and see how much you can taste them, like a savory and a sweet.
To me, it was like if you don't like spicy stuff, that like you eat a pepper and then like you just it's like it's just a subtle heat after like 20 seconds and then it goes away. That's what
that's like for you.
Yeah.
Okay, for me it lasts a little longer, but I do have those taste buds that just like taste forever. So that was the goat flavor. It's pretty, I would say like it's high to me, but it did take a little bit to get there. So we'll put that at like a 7. And then
no caramelized.
There's no caramelized flavor. You really got to think of it like lard.
Neutral. Actually, I give it actually a 10.
You think it's that neutral?
Compared to goat stuff, it's like it's gonna be goaty, but that was like that was insanely, less goaty than I thought it would be. I don't know how if it's like a butter thing or what, but it tasted extremely neutral.
Yeah. And so the texture, I really like the texture. It really is a cross between butter and coconut oil. So I like that texture. I'm gonna give it an 8 on texture.
What's that stuff called? It's like that petroleum product you use as like a salve, like Vaseline. That's like Vaseline.
It is.
Yeah.
But without the flavor of Vaseline, just the texture of it, like Vicks.
Yeah.
Vicks was.
It's almost like gelatin.
Silky.
It's like a oily gelatin.
Oh yeah. Okay, so if I was rating these, I would do number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, 5, 6, and then 7.
My rating will be. This one is just
number
the most
1,
legit, and this one is my second, just because it's like it has applications that are different, It's just like this is perfect on sandwiches. Like you just eat it straight out the jar.
Like marmalade and ghee sandwich.
Oh my god.
We're making it.
Oh my god, that'd be so
and
good.
watch Paddington. It's amazing. Both of them.
The Texan one's pretty cool. I mean, the idea of Texas ghee is
So that's number 3 for
pretty
you?
amazing, yeah.
Okay.
And this one.
Number 4.
And
okay.
the other 3 I just don't
all in their
equally just don't want to touch.
Even this one? I thought this one was okay.
No.
It was just so okay.
Those 3 are just, this one's my least favorite, but those 3 are just,
Alright, cool.
So
well,
1, 2, 3, 4.
Sweet. And that is the end of our Ghee video. I hope you enjoyed it. I think we're supposed to say hit the subscribe and like button because that's like a thing. But cheers and happy Ghee ventures. You want to go stop it? We'll just like edit it out.
Oh yeah, and all videos do that where they like edit that shit.
That was fun.